Coming up in today's video, we're going to talk about an AEW star who may not ever return to the company. Also, in addition to that, Karrion Kross WWE returns, sort of, kind of. We're going to talk about that. And also, we are going to talk about a WWE star teaming up with Mr. Beast. It's all coming up right here on the Ango Show. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that bell. This way you never miss a video on the channel. I'm going to keep you guys updated with everything that's happening in professional wrestling. And first things first, Nikki Bella teaming up with Mr. Beast. Well, she's not the only celebrity. Her twin sister, Brie Bella, is also involved in this project. I don't know all the celebrities in here, but I do see Dwight Howard from the NBA. I see Diplo. I see Josh Peck from Drake and Josh. Kevin Hart, Cedric the Entertainer. Yeah, I mean, you see a whole bunch of people here. Basically, what's going on is Mr. Beast is doing a video for celebrities. He said on Twitter to celebrate Beast Games 2 dropping next Wednesday on Amazon. He's doing a video with 30 celebrities to compete for $1 million for charity. And he said the video will drop the same day. So obviously, the Bella twins are being part of it is really cool. Now, Mr. Beast. There's been a lot of questions as to whether or not Mr. Beast and WWE would team up together. Look, Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTube channel, I think, like literally probably the number one big YouTube channel. But nonetheless, not that it even matters. Obviously, Mr. Beast had just done some stuff with Saudi Arabia, and he created like a theme park type of thing. Obviously, WWE has ties to Saudi Arabia as well. There's just been a lot of rumors about Mr. Beast being involved with WWE one day, and you have to wonder if maybe stuff like this is where it all goes down, because obviously we all know the Bella twins. Nikki is still actively in the WWE. Brie Bella has not returned, but if Nikki Bella is on this show, if she's in this video, are they referring to her as a WWE superstar? You know what? Like, how are they doing that? Because obviously, anything that WWE does, whenever it gets touched up on in videos or red carpet events or whatever, that obviously brings awareness to the WWE brand. I would actually like to see Mr. Beast and WWE team up together. I think a lot of those videos where it's challenges and things of that could be really cool. Back in the day, WWE used to have talent on the show Fear Factor. I don't know if you remember that. Maybe I'm showing my age here for a second, but that was really fun. Obviously, WWE has done stuff with like Family Feud. So I just think the idea of WWE doing stuff with Mr. Beast would be pretty cool. I don't know if WWE, made this happen, but I'm sure WWE would have had to approve it for Nikki Bella to be there either way. So very interesting stuff. That brings us to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Karrion Kross talking in a new interview with Fightful. He spoke a lot about his WWE departure. He spoke a lot about his future, but he actually spoke about a return to AAA. And that's where things get a little bit more interesting because AAA, is now owned by WWE. So keep in mind, at the time of this, like, we have not seen Karrion Kross in AAA in probably 6 years, maybe 6 years. Maybe it's a little bit less than that. I can't necessarily remember. Obviously, Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, for those who don't know. But he actually says in this interview, he says, so Conan, for anybody who doesn't know me, is like an uncle to me. And I'm in constant contact with him. Always have been, always will be. We've had discussions about potentially doing something, but now there's a new chain of command that he has to go through. I know that he'd be interested in having us there, but that would probably depend on a lot of things in a lot of ways. I told him, like, yeah, just keep me posted. Let me know. I'm always willing to work with him in any capacity whatsoever. I trust him with my life. Now, that is amazing to think about because Karrion Kross doesn't need to be in WWE. But if I were WWE, maybe this is a way to put him under contract, man. Put him in AAA. Let him do his thing in AAA. Let him go to GCW. Let him go to MLW. Let him go to these other companies. And if you have a need for Karrion Kross, or if you see that this gets over in a major way, you have him under AAA contract, maybe you can, transition that into a full-on WWE return. I don't know. I don't know the legalities and the specifics. Obviously, some of these other companies may not want him back in WWE either. But if he's close to Conan wants to use him. I mean, for WWE, it just makes a lot of sense, honestly. I don't really know why. even when he was in the company, part of me wondered why like they didn't re-sign him and then put him in a position where, hey, go and do AAA, go and do NXT, go and do indie shows, and eventually we'll bring you back onto the main roster. I feel like WWE sometimes could be a little bit better about those kinds of things. That's where I think maybe WWE kind of dropped the ball. But Karrion Kross, he's awesome, bro. And I don't care what anybody says. I feel like a lot of people kind of just forget how good he is because the IWC likes to run with weird narratives. But this is a guy who I think would be really good in AAA, anyways. And especially when you look at modern day AAA under WWE's ownership, I feel like it's like a no brainer for him to be there. There's a lot of talent in AAA that are great, man, and WWE does a great job of highlighting them. Um, but at the end of the day, TKO's most important thing is the WWE brand. So build up AAA, build up some of this talent. Use AAA, use NXT, use TNA, use these things as a platform to help some of your talent who don't have work. And with Karrion Kross departing the company, I feel like that was a big mistake. I feel like you should have just put him in a position where it's like not that big of a deal, but WWE does what WWE does, and sometimes it's just not understandable. That brings us to our final topic, ladies and gentlemen. Britt Baker may never be returning to AEW. I was really shocked to see this and to really speak on this again because I feel like there's been so many rumors about Britt Baker for years, and we just don't really know what the hell is going on. I mean, Tony Khan has even said at one point, like, she's still with them and he would like to use her. And, he said he would love to see Britt Baker come back. And for whatever reason, he hasn't brought her back, which I find to be really weird because he's the owner of the company. He's the one contracting her. There just seems to be a lot of weirdness around this. Now, back in 2025, in November, Sean Ross Sapp had actually reported that Britt Baker was still signed to the company and that there were no creative plans for her. There was nothing in motion. Nothing. However, today in a new Q&A with Fightful, they actually pretty much shut down the idea of a return. Sean Ross Sapp says, at this point, I don't think that we're going to see her back. Her deal goes well into 2026, but it's been over a year. And at least the last time I spoke with her, she indicated that she was healthy, and that's been like ages and ages ago. I've heard no discussions regarding her in a long time outside of when we ask on media calls. I just don't think it's going to happen. So obviously there's this popular belief that Britt Baker is not coming back to AEW television. Tony Khan, on the other hand, keeps saying, hey, like, I want to see her back. And then we keep hearing that there's rumors of her going to WWE. Are we literally living in a situation where Britt Baker is expected to go to WWE, and that's why Tony Khan has no creative plans for her? I think that's pretty much it, right? I think anybody who uses common sense could say, hey, listen, if she's healthy and she's not being utilized on TV, then there's rumors of her going to WWE. Maybe that's why they don't put her on TV. I know it sounds kind of crazy, guys, but Britt Baker's a hell of a talent, and whoever can't seem to figure that out, that's on them. But whether she's in WWE or AEW, I just want to see her back on television. I think she's awesome. She's a very big part of that women's division in AEW, and there's a lot of people in AEW who would benefit from working with her. It is what it is. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, I do appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys next time.